What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Mr. Plays, and today I'm going to be doing a rank up and gameplay video for my 5-star Omega Red. Roll the intro. So guys, I've recently decided to take my 5-star Omega Red from rank 3 to rank 4. So he's only my second rank 4. My first was Captain Marvel movie, but this guy's such an insane champion, and I have him awakened. So I decided, why not? I'll just take him to rank 4. And so here's some gameplay with him. I've got a few synergies. I got the Metal Mayhem, which gives us some more critical damage. I put Colossus in there. And then I also got the X-Assassins, which also, what it does is he gets Death Spores 30% faster and takes 30% longer for those Death Spores to be removed. So that's really good. They've also got Seeing Red, so his well-timed blocks, so parries will inflict 1 Death Spore on the opponent, so you can get some extra Death Spores that way. And then his final one is a Deadly Presence, where Death Field does 10% more damage. So when he has the Death Field active, it will do even more damage. So those are just the synergies I've got going there. Nothing else really does too much, but it's still nice. They're nice to have. They're not necessary, but they're really nice to have, especially the one where the Death Spores do more damage and also where they get applied faster and get removed slower, which is so nice. And then, so first what I did is I go in, parry, and then do a degen. And what the degen does is whenever they have a degen on them, the Death Spores won't be removed. So that means that I don't have to worry about getting those parries at the exact time. And so here I'm just going in. He's got that like mini Death Field active, but I'm just going through. I'm just doing much stuff, trying to work up to my special 2. Because my special 2, what it will do is it will do the Death Field. So now my Death Field active. So now I can start generating up to 30 spores just by standing there. And then also, you can see it's doing crazy damage a tick. So now the Death Spores are starting to fall off a bit, so let's get down to 15. But I just go back in. And then, so what his Death Field does is, so he'll activate Death Field off this special 2, or whenever he's bleeding. So if you run Suicides and he's bleeding, he also has a 90% resistance to bleed. And he's also immune to poison. So that makes him great for Suicides. And the Death Field causes the Death Spores. They will passively degen the opponent, dealing 64 damage per second for every single spore on them. So that means if you have 30 spores on them, that's doing like 1,800 damage every second. And that's a lot. And it won't be affected by ability accuracy reduction, and his damage will scale with the base attack. And while it's active, of course, it can go all the way up to 30 instead of being limited at 10 normally. And so, yeah, what his heavy does is it inflicts the degeneration debuff, which will do 270 damage for each Death Spore on the opponent. So if I do this with 30 spores, that is doing a lot of damage. That's like 2,700 damage. 5,100 damage. That's a lot of damage there, guys. And so occasionally I'll also throw my special 1 if I'm getting low on health, and that removes all the Death Spores from the opponent, and it inflicts a lifesteal, which deals 140 health for every single Death Spore. So if you have 10 of these, that will be 1,400 health that you steal from the opponent, which is a good amount. And so he's just such a fun champion to play. What I do is I try to get the degen off the heavy in as much as possible so that he doesn't, and then I also throw the special 2 as much as I can so that I can do even more damage. And so it's nice not having to worry about him throwing his special, not having to bait out the specials because he doesn't throw a special 3. But what Omega Red's Awakened ability does is the Death Spores in the opponent deal 800 damage per second, and that's while I'm at SIG 100. So this can go all the way up to 1,400. And so I made a little mistake there. I got hit a bit. And also with this Awakened ability, it does something really nice. Whereas Tentacle hits, so his 2 mediums, his first medium, and then his Foul medium, those each have a 23% chance at SIG 100 to be unblockable. So sometimes when I'm going into them, just like hitting into the block, trying to like do stuff, it will just hit and I'll just keep wrecking the guy. And right here, what I did is I was getting a little bit low on health, so I threw my special 3. And what the special 3 does is it removes all the Death Spores from the opponent, and then it inflicts an Essence Steal for 3 seconds. and it steals 200 health and 3% of current power for every single death spore removed by the attack. So if you have 30 death spores, that's 200 health per death spore. If you do a little math there, that's like 6,000 health you steal right there. And when I did it, I got all the way back up to 100. I was at like 80% there. And also 3% of the health, if you have 30, that's 90% of their health. That's almost all their health that you're just taking away from them. And then, I'm almost done with this fight. Realm of Legends Winter Soldier. It wasn't the quickest kill, but it was still really nice. And so, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like. And if you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing. And until next time, peace!